maybe April. I think I had just started a full-time job. But you remember when we were talking and I was like skateboarding?
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about like my dad, and like we were fucking laughing because he was fucking raging at me. And then
remember because you had your phone down for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It was that day. And I think you texted me saying like I miss Sid, and then I called you, and then we had like an hour plus conversation.
Yeah, I totally remember that. I was definitely thinking about her for sure.
Okay, so where I'm getting at is like we were talking, and we were talking like the first 30 minutes of the conversation, or the second 30 minutes of the hour conversation, we were talking about like Sid and remembering her and like just missing her and just all this gnarly stuff. And like just talking about her, and I had never done this before living in Oregon because I was just so like isolated and doing my own thing and literally just grinding, like busy as fuck. But we started talking about Sid, and this is like one of the sunniest days it's ever been. And we were talking about Sid, and like for some reason I just like popped in headphones, plugged it in my phone, grabbed my skateboard out of my trunk, and I just started like skating. And we were just talking about Sid, like just her beauty, her energy, like her like being on this earth, and just like all this gnarly stuff, you know. And I just like I could not stop skating, and I just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and I literally skated like 4 miles. And halfway through, and like I'm so out of shape cardio wise, so I'd have to like stop and sit down, and I'm just going past like the beauty of Oregon, you know what I mean? Like it felt like this like golden path, and I was just skating, and then we actually stopped after like a mile or two of the conversation, and you had to go do something, so I'm like, okay, for sure. And I put on some tunes, and I just could not stop skating, dude. And just like talking about Sid, it was just such like a beautiful thing, and just like it touched my heart, my mind, and I was just like, dude, like damn, I've never missed somebody this much. Like I literally wish Sid was here right now. And like I go all the way, like from where I live, and I go all the way into town. Like this is literally 4 miles, and it's probably been like a 2-hour ride or some shit like that. And then I get to the end, and there's just like this beautiful sunset in front of me on the water. And then there's like this, like I like sit down, and there's like this big ass like telephone pole. And and like, let me back up a little bit. All this Sid talk and just thinking about her, I go past this street name, and it's called like Lucas Lane, and I'm like, okay, like coincidental, this is kind of weird. And then I go past this like RV park, and it's called like Lucas's RV park or some shit, and it was just weird, dude, because the sun was out, it was so beautiful, it hasn't been such a warm day in so long. I'm seeing like my name everywhere, and like we're talking about Sid, and I'm like, dude, the universe is literally like communicating with me. And I get to the end where the sunset is, and I'm like sitting down on this like I'm just sitting down on like a cylinder of wood, and then I look over at this like telephone pole thing, and there's just like it's like just feels so euphoric, and I like look over at it, and there's like a heart on it. And like we were just talking about Sid for so long, and just like skating, and it got me out like outside to do something in the first time in forever. And like I know Sid loved sunsets, and I would always watch them with her and stuff, and now there's like this heart like on this fucking telephone pole. And it was crazy, dude. It literally felt like the universe and the world, and she was communicating with me, dude. It literally felt like that. And dude, I haven't felt this way in fucking months, like literally forever. And then like I turned back, and I kicked there for like probably like 15-30 minutes to grab my skateboard, started going back, and I go past this like big ass wall, and there's like all this chalk, and then I just put like RIP Sid on it, and then I got back home and went to bed.
That's crazy.
And then I was like, dude, like I'll tell Evan that. But isn't that like, dude, that was something else, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like it was in the moment when you just see a heart etched onto like a piece of wood like that.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Oh. Hey, Tuba. Dude, this is a really good cat, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Literally posts.
Great one.